And we're back.
Welcome back to the other side of the internet. Brennan and Paulo here once again. Episode 3.
3.1.
Happy Halloween. Yeah, 3.1.
3.1.
Happy Halloween. We are definitely deep within the witching hour. It is Blue 30 to those who get that reference. Moreover, we're back. We just finished the edit for our first episode. A month? A full month? Like, I don't know, 1,000 hours? It was a lot. It turns out the studio heads upstairs said that we cannot have the blue circles around our head anymore. Right around here and right around
Can
here.
you unsubway your legs so I can have some room here?
You want to live?
This guy literally had his legs like he's on a subway.
No, like 8 seats later.
You're 8 seats later. Oh, your mic's not even on you.
Hello?
Sorry.
Hello? Like 8 seats later in a what is it? Yep, drawing a blank. Public service announcement. You know what's not cool? Dope. But moreover, we're back. So, like I said, it's Halloween. We're not experiencing any technical difficulties on our podcast.
Episode 3.1. One day you'll see 3.0.
On a bonus feed.
You gotta pay for it. You gotta pay our Patreon. Forget that.
All right. So moreover, let's get into this bad boy.
No.
No.
If you ever not appreciate your YouTube creators, if you ever say, "Man, I don't get it. Why come these YouTube kids have millions of dollars?" It's hard.
It's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, everyone would do it. The hard is what makes it great.
To create a TV show of your own and run everything, every piece of it.
We didn't have any trouble today.
It's hard.
He's just acting. It's not the hard that makes it great. This moment is not what you call happiness.
This little part is called happiness.
It's very difficult. And you know what? I enjoy it.
Green screen set themselves up. I showed up today and I looked around and I was ready to shoot. Like, someone's trying to lead me to believe that it's like, all of this that's much better than the production on our first 2 episodes was hard to do. I walked in and it was already there. It was almost like it just set itself up. I don't know who would have an issue with me saying that by any means.
It'd be good. Like, it's good that my friend here is zenning me out when I want to just literally light this whole room on fire. But I can't blame anybody. I dedicated probably close to 10 hours of my life just today to create this environment so that we can just plug and play, shoot a podcast. You just fucked it up with the shadow.
Did you see the blue cloud? I brought the blue cloud just for record.
No, that's not how that works. It's the hot spots that makes the blue cloud.
What will the shadow do?
The shadow would just make it, make whatever video on the back not be perfect.
Not my 1920 cars.
But it wouldn't be the cloud.
You're saying downtown LA 19. Oh man, Model Ts.
So anyway, spent a lot of time to produce this environment, and maybe it's not perfect, maybe it is, I don't know. But I enjoy doing this stuff, and I'm not complaining about it. But it is frustrating, and that's why I think I legitimately enjoy YouTube creators more than TV. I don't watch TV. I legitimately don't watch TV.
I don't have cable
I have
anymore
cable
either.
here for my mother, my baby's mother, and my baby, but I don't watch TV. Not even like I hate it. I have no time. I watch YouTube and Netflix and nothing else. Well, there's other things, but for that kind of stuff.
My house is the same thing now. We don't have what, terrestrial TV? Is that the terminology? Terrestrial TV? There's no more terrestrial. Actually, not true. I have an antenna on my roof again, and I get like the network stations, and they're very intermittent. But I don't have a cable subscription. I don't have DirecTV or anything anymore. I'm internet, so.
I just like the fact that people create their own content, and there's not like a studio that says this, that, and the other thing.
Well, it could be anything you want. You have access to your own TV show. We've created our own show. This is episode 3. It's ridiculous.
You'll see behind me. You'll be playing the WatchMojo video that you showed me. First question: Do you regularly watch Mojo or?
I don't think I'm subscribed. I might be and not realize it, but I get caught in the countdowns. Like I'm not.
But watch Mojo.
I think so.
Specifically.
Yeah, yeah. And
Okay.
no, I probably am subscribed. I do see a lot of it. I do see it's in my
You
content
might have seen. You
regularly.
might have watched something once, and then like you're just in the loop now.
I
you know?
went through a phase where I didn't know what subscribing was. Like that's how adverse this and then I'm like, I probably 6 months ago, I'm like, why don't I just cater my YouTube to be like my TV and like so like I could see stuff. And then you got me in the Casey Neistat, and I wanted to be current with that. But like there's other things I follow. There's this guy who has a studio, and I like to play music, and he does like reviews on equipment or just bitching about bass players and bands and what have you, and it's hilarious. I'll probably actually put Vector Sound Studios.
I'm sure that guy.
Top 5 on WatchMojo of the Zodiac Killer facts, and I thought it was interesting. I remember a letter from the Zodiac Killer, or a supposed Zodiac Killer. It was like an anniversary thing of like the 30th anniversary, something. I might be a little off, but it was my mother sitting at the kitchen table talking to one of her girlfriends, and they're drinking coffee, and my mother starts talking about the Zodiac Killer. And I've never heard that term before. And like you say the word Zodiac, I was like, okay, astrology, blah blah blah. And then you say killer, I'm like, my ears like, pow, pow. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And turns out, this is more me ranting, not 100%. Okay, serial killer, I believe in the 70s, killing people, sending letters to the newspapers with ciphers and like codes that you try to figure out who he was.
Most people, I think, know what the Zodiac Killer is, man.
Okay, well, I didn't at that age.
Oh, you're saying you didn't know?
Yeah, just
Okay,
telling how I got into it.
I see.
But just like people that were alive in the 70s, you know, my mother being, you know, I was born in the 80s, and my mother being older than that, had a reference to it. I had no reference to it.
I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
that
one movie came out when the early 2000s.
Summer of Sam?
Yeah, that came out.
That's my reference to it.
Yeah, and most people's. It's interesting, and I just saw the top 5, and I was like, that's pretty.
John Leguizamo.
Yeah. And they
right?
thought.
Oh no.
No, they thought he was it, but he wasn't.
But my favorite character from that is
Big
not
John that too, right?
He was the cop, but that's not who's my favorite character in that movie?
Robert Downey Jr.
Nope.
I haven't seen the movie in a long time. I don't even know.
Who's the guy from The Village that ended up killing Joaquin Phoenix?
The guy like Joaquin Phoenix would be the only reference I'd have from The Village.
That epic classic tale from M. Night.
It's a good. I like the movie.
Until
you see like that modern keyhole in that box. Forget what's in the box.
What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
You know, it's like, oh, there's monsters in the woods. It was a good twist. That was probably his last good twist, too. That was his last
guy
good
that
one.
was like in the 80s, like rocker outfits from Summer of Sam. He was like they thought it was him because he dressed like he was from the 80s rock.
Yeah.
Punk band, the punk kid.
Yeah.
That guy was my favorite guy because he was so different. And John Leguizamo, you know, Earmuffs Kids, his wife would make him. Wait, was it you smell like pussy? Remember? That was the movie. Summer of Sam? No?
Seen it once.
Wow.
Yeah, I already had somewhat of a reference to the.
You know why? Because that was my first real exposure to the Zodiac Killer. I found it really interesting. So a lot of that stuff registered with me. I didn't have when I was a kid in the 70s, 80s, or whatever.
Yeah.
They weren't talking about Summer of Sam in the Philippines.
It was a letter came out that
they were worried about the Mumbai stealing you at the nighttime and drinking your blood. Shout out to Russell Peters' new stand-up.
That is crazy. I love that story you told me. That
which I think he phoned in, but that's just my opinion. Russell, come at me, bro.
That goes along with my teasing that the Washington that was the Cleveland Native Americans. And what do you because you know the insensitivity to Native Americans and If I'm going on a tangent, kill the black snake. Anti-totalitarian government, and you know, power to the people. And if the will of the people is against something, then that's what should be. That's what America's supposed to be about. I think it's one of the first times in decades that all the tribes in an area that would normally be against each other aren't fighting amongst themselves. They're all united against this one cause. And I think that's a very powerful, interesting thing to witness. And
he said,
to kill the black snake.
So
we're back. Summer of Sam.
So Summer of Sam, that happened. That's the thing.
But yeah,
they never caught the guy.
Yeah, they never caught the guy. And there's people. There's the interesting thing is we were watching on the top 5. There's like relatives who claim that, or people that claim he was their relative. Like the one guy was claiming that it was his, like he's the son, the biological son of the Zodiac killer, and he has evidence for that. There's other people claiming that it's a relative, or if there's like an uncle or an aunt or something. So watch the video, come up with your own conclusions. But it was pretty interesting that the hype around this and the way people see the reality to it and what they're trying to gather or learn from it. Well, it's probably Ted Cruz, even though Ted Cruz, if you watch the video, I heard that rumor and I thought it was interesting. But Ted Cruz is way too young to have possibly been the Zodiac killer.
He was born in 1974, and he wasn't alive yet, so it's impossible.
Yeah. Or all the killings that already happened.
Yeah, like this. Mine's only 2 minutes long.
Watch it. Yeah, no. Watch it.
So watch Stanley Kubrick. When I saw that, I just saw how Stanley Kubrick, and I said, I know Brandon's gonna want to see this because that's the whole thing about the show. It's like, what do I want to show my friends?
To just provoke conversation.
Just because I think that they would find it interesting, and I found it interesting that But yeah, I definitely wanted to show that to Brandon. So go ahead, man.
Here's your meal. Now start chewing, sir.
Mm-hmm.
It was how Stanley Kubrick got on with Shelley Duvall.
Is that her name?
I could be wrong. The female lead in The Shining. I think it's Shelley Duvall. And how much of a monster Stanley Kubrick was to her during the making of The Shining, which is a Stephen King book, filmed up in Colorado in a movie, or excuse me, a hotel in Colorado. Super cool movie, one of my favorites. The conspiracy theories about this one are over the top. Being a big Kubrick fan, actually there was a showing of it Wednesday, and I didn't get to go because just the timing was off. My good friends Marvin and Diane went, and
He was real mean to her.
Yeah, like super mean to her. That's not the first time Kubrick's done that though either.
Why?
With making Clockwork Orange, the cat lady, there's a scene where there's a lady that lives like too many cats.
Does he just
she
not
was
like
mortified of cats, and then Alex kills her with a giant ceramic. Penis smashing her head, but the woman who played that part is terrified of cats.
What was her name?
In that movie?
No. What the woman that destroyed Kubrick? That he's doing this.
Shelley Duvall?
No. Who did this to
Oh, I don't even know. It's
clearly.
And he's from Brooklyn and they're living in England.
He's mad about something else.
Yeah. There's that. He's projecting, right?
That is not normal.
Yeah, there's something going on.
Be
there.
that mean. Do the action again.
It's not even the first time.
127 times for the scene, for one scene, not the act scene, but a different scene.
The act scene, the famous act scene, Here's Johnny, is she didn't know that was happening. And Jack Nicholson cuts down the door, and what do you call? Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny.
All of that, she's genuinely terrified for her life because she didn't expect any of it to happen because it wasn't scene that she was like ready for or anything else. She didn't know was happening. He's cutting down the door, she's on the other side, and her reaction is authentic because that's not a staged shot for her.
Now, it sounds like he's mean, right? And you said the cat lady thing happened also.
Yeah, he found somebody that's a character in the movie that has like obsessed with cats, who was terrified of cats in real life, just to have that eerie, like I guess Stanislavski underlying, tension for the character. Over the top.
That's what I'm saying.
Over the top. Why is he just abusing women?
I think that's brilliant though, because Shelley, whatever her name is, it's so unfair.
So bad at this.
Because it's up there. It's up there. It's so funny that I still don't know her name because one of the things she complained about was that when the reviews came out, they barely spoke about her.
Why would you be a dick after the fact?
I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's
funny.
I
mean him. Like, I get you did this to get the expression out of.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm saying that as a director, that's brilliant that you create such
when you're
stress
making
for a
it.
character.
Yeah, when you're making, but like after the fact, you're still a dick.
I think the reviews weren't about him though. It's just that I think the reviewers, the people that wrote the reviews, just didn't mention her, Or maybe she's still stressed out that she thinks this is what happened.
Maybe.
We should look that up.
I don't know. It's a great movie.
We should go to the library. We'll come to the library. We look at a microfiche like Shelley Long, whatever her name is. No, cheers.
The fun thing about The Shining is, I was telling you about this week.
I'm still around them.
I was dying to see it on the big screen because I watched a crazy documentary. I think it's called Room 273. It's on Netflix. And one of my filmmaker friends actually had seen it too, and I mentioned to them as soon as she's like, yeah, some of that's legit, but some of it's far-fetched. The fun stuff in it, though, is 273 refers to, according to the conspiracy theory, that's 273,000 miles is how far the moon was estimated being during the moon landing.
That's how we ended the last episode. Well, it's about the moon and space and all that.
Nice.
So I remember the 273.
It's called continuity.
273.
It's
you guys talk about the same thing every week.
It's all jazz.
That's all they talk about is the moon.
But in The Shining, the room
I got something.
In the room that's 273 was actually not the real room in the hotel. So they named it that to obviously be, or to supposedly be, alluding to the fact that Stanley Kubrick filmed the moon landing. And little Timmy or Johnny or whoever the little kid is in the movie, while he's riding around the hall, he's riding around a floor that's 4 hallways around that room, almost like an orbit, and he's wearing an Apollo 11 sweatshirt the whole time. And so the whole conspiracy that Stanley Kubrick filmed the moon landing and that it was done on a sound stage instead of actually going to the moon and what have you, this was his movie showing the world and telling them in a tongue-in-cheek way that it was all bullshit and that he filmed it. Pretty cool stuff. The movie's great. I like Ellen. Stephen King hates the movie because it's such a departure from what his book actually was. And there's other things in that documentary I was telling you about, the Room 273, that talk about it. Like, Stephen King's like, dude, I wrote a pretty good book. Why are you doing this? One more fact before we get off this. I'm a huge Stanley Kubrick fan. The reason
that's why I brought it up.
Own a camera, yeah.
That's why I said this is my video number 1 right here.
But there's a movie called
Barry. I found that on trending, by the way.
Nice. There's a movie called Barry Lyndon, and it's set in the 17th century, and it's all filmed with candlelight. And Stanley Kubrick films it with cameras only known that NASA has for when they're filming in space because the lights are low. And they're like, well, why does Stanley Kubrick know that NASA has these lenses unless he has intimate knowledge through working with NASA at some point earlier? Make up your own mind. Duke it out in the comments.
You mentioned this might seem like a tangent, but this will all tie in.
Okay.
You mentioned Joe Rogan in our last podcast. I referred to him as His Excellency. Have you seen the new Joe Rogan stand-up?
I watched a little bit of it.
But you didn't get to the part.
No, I got 10 minutes in, and then I had to go to bed. Yeah.
We, as hetero life partners, we share Netflix. So I saw that you saw that, but I watched the whole thing while I was spending 10 hours building this. And he clowns on all the people that think we should go to Mars. Hard.
Oh, because we never went to the moon?
Nope. Just watch it.
Okay. All right.
I was like, when Brendan sees this, I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Okay.
But I was like, that's insane.
I told you I'm on the fence. We went over this last time if we went to the moon or not. I would love to believe it because I am of the right age.
You're just talking about the Mars thing.
Yeah.
People that want to go to Mars and like how he feels about it.
And my end game, there's red sand, my foot.
I know.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
His Excellency Joe Rogan blowing up my world?
Blowing up your world. Okay. Hard. He went in.
Damn you, Joe!
He went in.
Damn you!